According to a recent report from CNN, Melania Trump, former First Lady of the United States, wants absolutely nothing to do with another Donald Trump White House bid. And as we all know, Donald Trump is out there teasing, oh, maybe I'm going to run, maybe I'm not, who knows, but keep the attention on me. But he knows, I think, deep down what exactly he wants to do. Hell, he's admitted he's made up his mind, he's just not telling us yet. But Melania, according to this report from CNN, those closest to her say she wants nothing to do with it. She doesn't want him to run again. And she sure as hell doesn't want to be First Lady again. Did we need a CNN report to tell us this, that Melania has no interest in going back? I don't think so. And one of the reasons is because, again, CNN actually did report this, but anyway, they said her office of Melania Trump that she established down at Mar-a-Lago when they moved down there after leaving the White House, yeah, it's been totally silent since February. She's literally done nothing. She sets up this office, says, okay, I'm still going to do things, I'm going to be involved. Yeah, here's my office, and then, yeah, we just, whatever. We set up the office. I don't know what more you people want. I did a thing. And then Melania Trump just disappears. She didn't want to be First Lady the first time. And of course, those closest to her say that she's a very private person. She doesn't like the spotlight, which is a little contradictory considering the fact that her career was made by literally being in a spotlight. But okay, sure. I guess she's grown up a little and says, no, I don't want that life anymore. I don't want to be plastered across the pages of magazines. I don't want people to look at me and admire me for my body, which is what that was. That's not an attack on her. But she didn't want to do it anymore. She doesn't want to be a part of it. And honestly, you can't even blame her for that. If I were Melania Trump, I wouldn't want any part of this either. Especially when you consider the fact that even though she was horrible, she proved herself to be just as terrible as the rest of the Trump family. She never asked for this. She never asked for that kind of spotlight. She was thrust into it. And then, of course, she wasn't happy when her true character was revealed. She was more than happy to just kind of be the evil wife lurking in the shadows, I think. But when you're First Lady of the United States, everything you do is put under a microscope. And again, let's be honest here, she had it a hell of a lot easier than Michelle Obama did. We have already seen vicious attacks against Dr. Jill Biden, one of those vicious attacks being about the fact that she has a PhD, but she's not a medical doctor, so we shouldn't call her doctor. Bullcrap, she earned that. She earned that title. She is a doctor for all practical purposes. That is what that degree means. It's just that Americans have this, obsession with doctor actually meaning somebody who performs surgery or does medicine. That's not what it is. It's a degree. It's a level of education that you achieve. She's also been attacked, Jill Biden, for allegedly ignoring signs of Joe Biden's mental decline. And if you're going to attack her for that, you got to attack Melania for that. Right? Fair's fair. Because Donald Trump clearly isn't quite all there anymore. But whatever it is, whether she's grown out of the need for being in the spotlight, whether she's just sick and tired of, the microscope looking into everything she does and criticizing her for the horrible decisions she makes, she doesn't want any part of it in another, campaign cycle. And you can't blame her for that. I imagine no matter what you do, you're going to have half the country being pissed off at you. And that is never exactly a good thing. But this is the man you chose. And if you don't want any part of this, and if he's not listening to your needs, your desires, your wants, what's best for your family, there is always that other option, the big D word, if you're willing to make that happen. And then, hey, you don't have to deal with any of his bullcrap ever again. This video is sponsored by Munk Pack, who makes snacks that taste like our favorite sugary treats, but with only 1 gram of sugar or less. They have a special offer for our viewers right now, 20% off using code ROF at checkout. Now, Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars contain only 1 gram of sugar or less, 2 to 3 grams of net carbs, and they're only 150 calories. They're great for anyone following a keto lifestyle, and they're the perfect snack for anyone who's trying to eat better or back off the sugar and carbs without sacrificing taste. For me personally, these things have really been quite the lifesaver. See, I love my sugary snacks, but these Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars have actually helped me to curb that, eat them throughout the day, keep you going, and feel great without any of the guilt. So Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars have a perfect balance of sweet and salty, a crunch from whole nuts and seeds, but still manage to be soft and chewy. They come in delicious flavors like sea salt dark chocolate, caramel sea salt, and peanut butter dark chocolate. They're perfect for a quick snack to satisfy your sweet tooth without the guilt, and you can enjoy Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars as a quick breakfast while running errands or after a workout. And in addition to being keto-friendly, the bars are also gluten-free, plant-based, and non-GMO. No soy, no trans fat, no sugar alcohols, and no artificial colors. Try it for yourself and you'll see. And we have a special deal for our viewers. Get 20% off your first purchase of any Munk Pack product by visiting munkpack.com and entering our code ROF at checkout. And Munk Pack is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll exchange the product or refund your money, whichever you prefer. To get started, just go to munkpack.com. That's munkpack.com. Select any product and enter the code ROF at checkout to save 20% off your purchase.